Oh, come on. Come on, you piece of junk. Come on, start, not again. Oh, let's see if the radio still works. Yeah, well,
all that.
Yeah, there's... Oh, that show Motor Mouse is on.
And welcome to the Motor Mouse Show, your SLO County car talk show, featuring Mr. Stop and Mr. Go for the last time Mr. Stop and Mr. Go together. This is our final show. I guess we figure we've been on for about 27 years and about 1,400 shows, and we've decided to hang up the mouths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
we're going to close the mouths.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the show is not over. I mean, it's going to be taken over by Jason from Absolute Auto Tech. Yeah. And I will be a guest speaker or a guest host once in a while.
Yeah.
So I'll be around.
Yeah,
but you're going to take off for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll be back.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. So, we want to invite you to call us because we are a live call-in car talk show. So, if you've been a long-time listener and you want to call us and talk to us, we'd love to hear from you, or any car questions that you have, whether it be you have a warning light on or a funny noise or something going on with your car, pet peeves about other drivers on the road, or if you're having a relationship issue that relates to your car, we'll put you on the Motor Mouth couch. We'd love to talk to you. Phone lines are open at 543-8830. That's 543-8830. So we've gone through 4 owners on KVEC in our 27 years. We started out at the house on Choro Street, which was Frank Sheehan Insurance and KVEC. And then it went to Clear Channel.
Okay. And
then it went to El Dorado.
Yes.
And now it's American General Media.
Yes. And, all these things didn't affect us. I mean, the station was the same. The radio.
The Motor Mouse.
The Motor Mouse show was the same.
Continue on.
Yes.
The same tradition. And 3 locations.
Yeah, right. 3 locations.
3 locations. And how many producers? Like 2, 3? I mean, I'm not your first one.
Well, I mean, we started out. We started out with Dave. Mm-hmm. Dave at KVEC. I don't remember his last name.
No, I can't either.
And then we had a few there, and then the guy that did our lead-in spot was our original producer.
Oh, okay.
The one that
Freddie
did
B.
Freddie. Okay.
Yes, Freddie B.
Okay, mm-hmm. Freddie, and then Dave, and then.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Who's the gentleman that called in after you last night?
I didn't hear who called in after me last night.
Who was a regular producer on KVEC?
Tristan?
No, I'm sorry, I forgot his name. But he was on.
John. It'll come to me.
Yeah, we've had quite a few.
I can't help you on this. I'm sorry.
I think we've had at least 5 or 6.
Wow.
Well, but that's in 14 years, And, it's been fun, and Matt and I, we really enjoy the conversations. We enjoy when people call and those kind of shows where, we have a topic that we're going to talk about and we never get to it.
That's right.
Because somebody calls and we bounce off of that call and somebody else calls and all of a sudden the hour is gone.
Yes.
And
it goes fast.
And it's just a lot of fun just talking with all of you out there. So we're going to miss that. And, it's kind of in our blood, this Motor Mouth show, so we've really enjoyed it. And we thank you all.
It's been good advertising, too, for the shops. I mean, people need to. Pauline from Morro Bay. Boy, she's an old listener. Hello.
Hi, Pauline. Good morning.
I heard that emphasis of old.
Old listener, I said.
Yeah.
Isn't that
nothing personal?
You're not as old as me, so don't worry about it.
I've been listening to you guys since you started, but then when I heard you were going to quit, I thought, oh my gosh, how can I not wake up on a Saturday morning without solving a problem or solving my problems?
Well, we do want to emphasize that the Motor Mouth show will continue with Jason at the microphone, so it will still be on Saturday mornings from 8 to 9, and you can still call in and listen in, but we appreciate you listening and calling us, Pauline. How you doing today?
Oh, doing really great. It's a little cold over here in Morro Bay.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, it's unusual I'd be this cold. But I really thought I was going to miss you guys. I haven't had any problems lately, but I love waking up and listening to you guys. The banters back and forth and other people's problems that are, I would say you might agree that a lot of them are very unique, and you have solved them. So I'm glad that you're going to be carrying on, and you'll be a guest once in a while.
Absolutely. Matt especially will be on probably more than I will. You'll still hear us. You'll still hear from us for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's great. I like to wake up on a Saturday to familiar voices.
Yeah.
And just like you said, those have been our most fun shows, the ones that are really unusual, like, way back when we did, we talked about how do you get somebody called and said, how do you get a bumper sticker? How do you get a bumper sticker off of your bumper, know, because it doesn't seem to come off and I don't want to scratch my car. And we talked about, spraying WD-40 on it or and then somebody called and said, well, peanut butter.
Peanut butter, right.
Right.
And then somebody called
that oil in it.
So somebody called in and says, is that chunky or the other kind?
Yeah. And then with jelly and on white bread or on white or wheat.
Yeah, right. So, and how does that work? Does the bird come in and pick it off? Is that the way it is?
That was an interesting, but there was more calls, I think, on that one about the different things to do.
Yeah.
And that's what we call MacGyvers, so things that people do along the way that aren't in the book, but that work, different fixes, kind of folk remedies or different ways that people have worked on their cars in the backyard, and that makes it kind of fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I wish you guys the best and a Happy New Year, and now I could really wake up early again on Saturdays. I was worried about that.
Okay. All right. Very nice to hear from you.
Pauline, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Happy
the phone
New Year.
call, and the same to you. Thank you.
There's no call right now, so I was thinking as I was coming over here that, excuse me, my time in San Luis Obispo has been a lifetime.
Yes.
Or almost all lifetime. And the things that I have been able to do here, and something that, or some of it, has to do with being able to be on the radio. And also not being on the radio, and you being on the radio and saying that Matt is not on the radio because he was doing, I was running for office at Cuesta College. But anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So anyway, I came to the United States in 1952. I was 21 years old. And I lived in Vermont for a few years. Then I got drafted in 1956 and got shipped around the United States and ended up at the Hunter Leggett. At Camp Roberts.
That's how you came here.
Yeah, that's how I came here. And while I was there and I had a leave time, I went down to San Luis Obispo to get a wheel alignment. And I ended up at Todd's. And he was busy and he didn't have time to do my car. So I asked him to get a job, and he said, well, he didn't say anything. I just showed up the next day with my little toolbox. So then I worked for Todd for about 3 years. Then I opened my own shop in San Luis, downtown, right next to the Cora Motors. And
what year was that?
61.
61, okay.
61. Then after being there, then I got invited to join the JCs, the organization of young men at that time. And you had to be 21, but when you get 36, they kicked you out. You had to kiss the chicken, they said. And but anyway, as in the JCs, we got a lot of things done.
Yeah,
we got we used to have road races at the airport. We shut down the airport. Was shut down for a day and a half, and we had road races there, the JCs and the El Camino Foreign Car Club in San Luis Obispo. Then I met but then we had a seatbelt clinic, because this was before they came out with seatbelt in cars. So we decided that we were going to do that. And we sold and installed 2,000 seatbelts in 2 weekends.
Wow.
And the money we made on it, we were doing that together with the ME Society at the Cal Poly, the Mechanical Engineering Society. And they bought with their profits some equipment for an organization here in town, and we put a new roof on Chris Jesperson's school for that money. Then the other thing we did, there wasn't any sportsmen's association in town at that time, or anyway, it wasn't active. So at the Melskow was a member of the JC, and on his ranch out of Biddle Road, we had turkey shoots. And that sort of started the organization again to get something going and for sportsmen. That was real good. Well, I got on the radio, on the station here. I was on advisory board for Cresta College Automotive Technology Department. I've been there since the department opened up in the 60s. No, 60, 61, 62. I used to teach out there part-time. But on the advisory board, came a time where that Cresta College was running out of room because the computer age was coming in, and they needed more room, and then the room they needed, they took away from the automotive department. And so it looked like that they were going to shut down the whole apartment. So then I decided to run for trustee, and I did get elected, and that was something to have to do with you, in that every time you came here on the radio, I couldn't be on the radio, but you came here and he says, well, Matt is not here today, and because he's running for a trustee. And, that helped out. And so we did that. So I was on the Board of Trustees for 16 years, and we have a apartment out there now that is doing real good. And let me see now, where else we go?
Then you moved on to Hancock College.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's later on. Anyway, I sold the business to Jason. So Jason is taking over my business.
How many years did you have Matt's breaking alignment?
27. 47.
Almost 50 years.
Almost 50 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
47 years.
By the way, I just want to say, phone lines are open here.
Yeah, sure.
We are the Motor Mouth Show, and you can call us at 543-8830. We love to be interrupted, so give us a call. But we're talking a little bit about Matt and his history in San Luis Obispo, and glad to talk to you, though. 543-8830. Okay, so you
at Alan Hancock, I've been down there now.
But you didn't really retire because
I'm semi-retired, but I've been down at the Alan Hancock port working part-time 5 years. Going in my 6th year. Here we go.
Let's talk to Matt in SLO. Hi, Matt.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Long time no talk, man.
Last night. That's not long.
That's right. I appreciate the service you've given our community for all these years, and it's been very nice. Saturdays, so usually I run in the mornings and I catch you, and it gives me something good to think about rather than the pain of running.
I see. All right.
It's interesting. The older I used to like to listen to music on the radio when I was a young man.
Yeah.
But the older I get, the more I like to listen to people talking about things, and that's really how we kind of got into this. And when I turn on radio and stuff, I listen to talk shows. Actually, I listen to all kinds of talk shows. But that's really what kind of led us into that. It's kind of interesting and fun and human, and the community can take part of it. It's kind of a community service in a way, even though we're a radio show that has sponsors and stuff. It feels like a bit of a community service, and then kind of.
Well, it is indeed, yeah, and gives a different perspective, and it's very good. I appreciate it. By the way, I happened to visit Finland recently, and just to give you an update on what gasoline prices in Finland are like, generally they pay between right around $6.50 a gallon, U.S. gallon, what works out to be.
Okay.
So we even though in California we have very high prices compared
I
to
thought
other,
it was even more than that. That's not bad. Yeah.
No, in September, actually in October, it's right about $6.80 a gallon.
Yeah. When
I was there, so it's come down a little bit. In December, it's only been about $6.20 a gallon. So that's not bad.
Aren't there more?
That is bad. I should say that is bad.
Aren't there more electric cars there than here?
No, not yet.
But they're certainly smaller cars.
Yeah, they're a lot smaller, but a lot of diesels, because they recognize that diesel engines inherently are more efficient than gasoline engines. So,
even though nobody really wants to pay a lot per gallon, obviously, it does. There are hidden benefits.
Oh, sure.
And there's obvious benefits to gas being higher. Number one, if that money goes toward good things. We're assuming that the taxes goes toward roads or cleaning the environment or whatever, and I think some of it does and some of it doesn't. But also it causes people to really pay attention to what they drive. You drive a smaller car, you drive a car that gets better gas mileage, or you drive less.
Oh, absolutely.
And it is better for the environment.
I think it's much more or less a long-distance travel there than here because of the railroads and the infrastructure transportation is so much better than here.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Matt?
Well, I happen to believe that the dollars that we save should be kept in people's pockets, not go to the government, because I think we can make better choices with our dollars rather than feeding the bureaucracy of government. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not denying that there isn't a place for government. There is, but the smaller the government, the better the people will do, and the better the economy always has been. Mm-hmm. We need roads, and gasoline tax is supposed to be going there, and it'd be nice if that's what they spent it on. But as we know, California uses the gas tax to balance its budget and to pay for a lot of other benefits of pensions, which are underfunded by hundreds of billions of dollars for the state employees.
Do you think that Finland does a better...
Those are political comments, and we don't want to go there.
Sure.
But I appreciate the perspectives that you give and the good advice. A lot of people, they don't call with the car problems they have, but they listen, and some of the things that you talk about, it helps a lot of people who don't call in because they know, I just heard something that will help me.
Yeah.
Remember when the price of gas was getting toward $5?
Yeah, right.
One of our real common shows was money saving tips. We talked about driving less and keeping your car in tune and tire pressure.
Oh, yes.
And the obvious stuff. Some of the stuff that doesn't cost you any money, like setting your tire pressures properly and having cleaning, making sure your air filter's clean and not using your air conditioning and things like that, a couple miles a gallon here and there, and it makes a difference.
Very true. I remember, by the way, years ago when the topic of electric cars and hybrids came about, I remember your comment and said you were not going to buy an electric car until you could actually plug it in at your house.
Yeah.
And that's why you didn't buy a hybrid. I don't think you bought a hybrid until you actually got this electric car.
Two things, because I didn't like, number one, I thought the price was only for rich people. And number two, I thought that, it should be in I always believed in an everyman car. And so finally they had, Nissan made the Nissan Leaf, which was relatively priced. And then once you got a rebate from the state and federal, it made it very affordable. So that was part of the reason that I
you were very prophetic about that. And I always remembered that comment. And,
thank you.
You were years ahead. Now, the problem, of course, with the batteries are that they're extremely corrosive, and when you have to recycle them, that's when the hit comes to the environment.
Absolutely.
And, again, that can probably be solved in the long run, but right now there's no good solution for that either.
I agree. We have to look at that closely.
Gentlemen, have very, very, very wonderful, peaceful lives, and now you can sleep in on Saturday mornings, and then get up and listen to somebody else talk. And I look forward to listening to Jason and his crew.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate everything you've given the show, Matt. Thank you very much.
Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks for your participation. Have a great one. All right, from Matt in SLO, let's go to Bonnie in Cayucas. Good morning, Bonnie.
Oh, hi, guys. I just, I had a hard time getting up this morning. I don't know why. It's because I didn't sleep last night. But I'm going to tell you, I am so I just feel sad and glad. I mean, I'm glad that we have somebody else to be able to speak, but I miss my mid that I listened to for so long. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
You know, you guys, I know there's a time to retire because I'm tired. Now, with all that being said, I'm the lady that has Greta.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Greta, my Mercedes.
Yes.
She's dead in the yard, but she's there still. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to call and at least let you know how much I enjoyed having you guys on. And you are my every weekend.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
And you will be greatly missed.
Well, thank you. We're going to miss you, too. I know you've been calling in for many years, and that's what makes the show so great is our people that call in and make the show, really interesting. So thank you for that.
Well, I just wanted to say bye, guys. And like I said, we'll be missed, okay?
All the best, Bonnie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Keep listening to the Motor Mouths.
Yeah.
Oh, I will, honey. I will. But thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Bonnie. Thank you.
Especially for your entertainment, dear.
All right, good.
All right, bye-bye.
Talk to you later. And that's really, are we going to a break?
Oh, yeah. We should,
8:27. Yeah. Okay, we're the Motor Mouths. We're Matt and Jeff. We're doing our last show together. So we would love to hear from you at 543-8830. We'll be back in a few.
And I got a classic commercial. I found some here. So we got a classic commercial going back to the 1960s. Charlie Brown and Lucy for the Ford Falcon.
Fluck.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friends.
I've got an idea for you, Charlie Brown. Why don't you write some advertising on your kite and sell it to the people at Ford? You could write, Ford announces Ford's economy twin. Then fly the kite way up in the air where everyone would see it. And everyone in the world would know about Ford's economy twins because they would see it on this kite of yours that would be way up in the air. And what were you saying? Forget the whole thing.
When it's time to service your car,
or a warning light is starting to glow,
go see the pros at Absolute Auto.
At the corner of Sacramento and Capitolio.
Having a problem with the brakes or the steering down below?
Or an alignment to adjust the tow?
Computer systems, they do know.
Call 543-8737 to reach Absolute Auto.
Hi, this is Jeff Spevack, Motormouth co-host and owner of Continental Motor Works. What can you expect here at Continental? We will treat you and your car with care and respect and gratitude. We will bend over backwards to earn your trust. You will fully understand what we are doing on your car and know how much it will cost before we do the work. You will always get value, a fair exchange. You work hard for your money. We believe we should work smarter and harder for what you pay us for. Now in our 36th year, we fix it all. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids.
Call Jeff at Continental Motor Works at 541-1464. Mention this ad and receive 10% off labor.
Here's some inside information to get your gas mileage back. Inside your engine, carbon builds up, clogging the injectors and combustion area. If you want your fuel system cleaned in just one tank of fuel, use what the inside car guys use most. It's called BG44K. In fact, service managers use it almost 3-to-1 over any other fuel system cleaner. To find a shop with BG products, go to bgfindashop.com. That's bgfindashop.com.
BG.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're talking double here. That's
right.
Pretty good. We like that.
In unison.
Yeah, unison they call that. Yeah, all right. So anyway, we are waiting for you to call us with unison too. So
phone lines are open, 543-8830. We're the Motor Mouse, and this is our last show. So some of the favorite topics that we've talked about over the years, our Motor Mouthisms. We always had our things motor mouthisms were the things that we talked about over and over and over, like tire pressure.
Oh, yeah.
How to set your tire pressures or warming up your car.
Yes.
The Lincoln gauge.
The Lincoln gauge.
Yeah, the Lincoln gauge,
buying a 2 or 3 year old car instead of a new car, that's a motor mouthism.
Yeah, and buying a squeegee so that in the morning, this time of the year, like this morning, it took me about 7 minutes to get the ice off the windows and get the car to warmed up.
So you were a little later than you wanted to be because of that.
Right.
So you got to get out there earlier. Another motor mouthism was downshifting.
Oh, yeah.
We always talked about, you're going over the grade, so you want to get out of overdrive.
Yes.
Oh, going up and down the grade.
Yes.
And warming up your car for just 30 seconds.
Right.
And not too long, and then servicing your car every 6 months, or every 5,000 miles instead of some of these 10,000-mile intervals. Another motor mouthism was use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it, absolutely.
Because we have a lot of people out here who have, just like Bonnie, okay, they have a car that sits out in the yard.
Yes.
And so if you don't use it, then sell it.
Yes.
But if you have a car, people say, how often should I drive it? We always like to say, once every couple weeks.
Yeah.
Not just start it, because just starting it, yes, you're starting it, so maybe you're getting it going again, but you're not really charging the battery up. The tires are not moving, so they're not staying around. You're not using the brakes. Everything that you use on the car is actually lasts longer when you use it.
Absolutely.
Like, for instance, if you don't turn your air conditioning on for 5 years, and then all of a sudden you turn it on, well, something may freeze up or not work right.
It's going to blow hot
or start leaking.
Well, I got a Toyota Camry that my wife used to use.
Yeah.
And it's a 97. And so it's sitting out in the yard, and I had to take it into the shop about half a year ago because I had rats in the car, and they got into everything in the car. Well, so I got that all taken care of, and I've been using it a little bit more. But last Saturday, I was going to go on the train. So I was going to drive it over to the train station and leave the car there for a couple of days. Well, I got to the train station, and I got out of the car, and there's some black smoke coming out from underneath the hood. So I opened the hood, and sure enough, there was a fire on top of the exhaust system.
There was a nest.
There was a nest there that I'd looked underneath there for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks maybe. And even the cat sleeps underneath the cat, or sleeps on the hood.
Right.
But still, there was a nest underneath there that started the fire. Yeah. I happened to have a bottle of water in the car, so I sprayed some water on it, got it out, and then I left it.
Exciting times.
Yeah, but, coming to work today, there's still some straw in there next to the exhaust.
Well, whatever built that nest is still, that isn't the only place.
And it still stinks. Yeah. It's like forest fire going down the road.
Yeah.
Not in the car, but when you get out of the car, you can sort of smell it.
Yeah.
So, one of the things, you have to decide, is your car a vehicle or is it a garden ornament?
That's right, exactly.
So, if it's sitting out there for 10 years, it's a garden ornament.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Right.
You can say goodnight. So you might as well not worry about resurrecting that. But, if you want to keep it in good shape, you got to use it.
Yeah.
And then also just use all the things on your car. Like if it has air conditioning, use that air conditioning once a month. Use that emergency brake.
Yeah.
People don't use it anymore. And then all of a sudden they wonder why it doesn't work.
Yep.
Use the heater.
Use the heater. Use all the lights and everything that works. And the more and that's what keeps things. Things have to keep moving, just like your body.
You definitely need
if you don't move your ankle for a couple of days, it gets stiff, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that's the same thing that happens to your car.
For a few minutes, actually, sometimes.
Well, taking a train. So you're sitting on the train for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And you get up, and my God, you have a hard time walking almost.
Yeah. Everything's stiff.
Yeah.
Everything's in off mode.
Definitely need to use the car radio. Got to listen to the Motor Mouth show.
Oh, yes,
and reverse, let's say you don't ever park in a driveway. You want to use reverse. You want to use overdrive. You want to use the emergency brake. You want to use your windshield wipers and windshield washers.
Yeah, and replace the windshield wipers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see, what other motor? I think we've talked about most of the motor mouthisms.
Check the fluids.
And then the 3-second rule.
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
so
that is very important. The way they drive. how close they drive together is unbelievable. If you happen to be behind a car and you don't have ABS brakes, so you have where you can help you stop, and the car in front of you has that, and he puts his brakes on, I don't care how fast you are on the brake pedal, you are going to hit him.
So let's talk about that 3-second rule. So you want to count from the car. Let's say you're on the freeway. From the car in front of you, when their rear tire goes past one of those markers, you count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000 before you get there. That's quite a bit. That's probably it's probably 6 car lengths, depending on how fast you're going.
Right.
And actually, Smith Systems teaches 4 seconds.
Okay.
Which teaches truck drivers to drive.
All right.
So 4 seconds is actually the safety parameter right now. So, and then when you come to a stop sign, 1 1,000, you look while you're looking both ways. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000 makes a big difference. Yep. Using that 3-second rule really just kind of gives you a little bit of a slower pace in driving and a safer way of driving.
Yes, I agree with you. And I was in Sacramento last weekend, and driving there was a lot of stop signs on the road we were driving, and I noticed that they stopped. They actually stopped
in Sacramento.
In Sacramento.
You think they enforce it?
Yes, and it must be because everybody stopped.
Yeah,
and then they went.
That's great.
And they don't do that here.
No,
it's
not enforced.
That's right.
And so there you go. So and then also another motor mouthism is we talk about what is the number one safety item on your car.
Yeah, okay. What is it?
The driver.
Oh, the driver. I see. Okay, fine.
Right.
So, slow down, leave early.
Yeah.
All the things that you can do to be a safe driver.
Don't text.
Less distractions, and then really 100% of your attention on the drive. And then, those are the things that are, and number one, you're a safer driver. Number two, you enjoy it much more. You're not worried about the other stuff. You're just spending, it's the zen of driving. You're doing 100% of your attention on what you're doing, which makes everything more enjoyable.
I noticed that when my daughter or my son-in-law drove, the person that drove, he drove. And was anything else was going to be done, like changing a station or changing something
that was
on
somebody
the
else's job.
That was the other person's
That's
job.
Good.
Yeah. The driver drove. That's the only thing he did.
Yeah.
You would tell him if he had to turn off someplace or something, and if it was getting too cold, to turn some more heat on.
Yeah.
But the driver did not do that. And either one of them was that way. So that they always delegated.
It's good.
And of course, what they want. See, what they want is this: they want voice operated. Everything in the car voice operated. So you don't have to use your hand trying to figure out.
You don't get distracted at all.
They get distracted at all. Yeah. And on my Toyota, it's too big, too many buttons.
Yeah.
There's too big a screen.
Yeah.
And so
you can get lost in that distraction easy if you're doing navigation or you're looking at how much the batteries are working or whatever.
Right. Well, now you've got the steering wheels too that have all the controls for different things on there, and that it's everything from cruise control on up to the radio and to the mirrors and all the different controls. Just give me a steering. Just give me a plain steering wheel again.
Yeah.
Let's give out the phone numbers, 805-543-8830 for the final Motor Mouth Show with you two guys. So 805-543-8830. People like to call in. And
we're going to be here for about another 20 minutes, so love to hear from you. Another one of our favorite shows was Funny Noises.
Funny Noises. We had a lot of fun with that, yes.
Talk about, that was Matt's term, by the way.
Yeah.
Matt had that up on his shop. We deal with funny noises, and I always thought that it was a great term, and some noises are funnier than others. Some of them are not so funny. Oh, okay. But, we had a show where we brought up, I don't know, probably 50 different noises.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun to talk about what each noise was. And noises are a funny thing because sometimes they're intermittent, and somebody says, well, my car's doing this, and, it doesn't do it when you go out and drive it. And you go, well, you ask the customer, well, go ahead and make the noise. What does it sound like?
Yeah.
And they go, is it a knock, 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 or is it a clunk, 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 or is it or is it
Yeah, I got cars because of that sign. Yeah. Funny noise. I got cars from dealers.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it. And I was in many cases able to locate the thing.
Yeah.
And so
we'll get back to
took time on it.
We'll get back to this topic. We're going to talk to Mike from Morro Bay. Hi, Mike. Good morning.
Howdy, Jeff and Matt.
Hi.
How are
folks. You're talking distractions and stuff. And I think maybe I'm distracted sometimes when I'm driving around the roads, just looking at all the people that are next to me and everything.
Yeah.
And I would say over 85% are on their phones.
Yeah. I see
always
way too many people
on their phones.
Yeah, you can
and
see.
I wonder why they're not moving in front of me, and they're, when I go by them, they're sitting there looking down on the phone. And that's really a true fact. 85, maybe even 90%, they're all on their phones. Everywhere.
Sometimes I look in my rearview mirror.
Drunk driving because you're looking down and going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, you wonder. I sometimes I look behind me and I see the person behind me. We're at a light and they're looking down. Obviously, they're on their phone texting.
Yeah.
Or Googling or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, okay.
And then you take off and you see that they're still sitting there looking down. And it's like, wow, it's scary.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
There's so many things.
Yes, it
just
really is. I've almost gotten hit a few times just by stupidity people.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I would really like to see a better
And then
campaign.
the money that could be allocated by enforcing the law. We have the laws right there.
Yep.
And it seems like it'd be worth hiring a few more officers just to try to get that stopped.
I agree with you. I totally agree. I think enforcement, is a key, and I think that's what's going to change people's behavior. And so, whether it be, speeding or tailgating or distraction or
the tailgating. My gosh.
Yeah.
Right. That's the next one. Right. I just put my hand out and put it down like you're coming to a stop and just push it backwards. And most of the time, people are polite enough to stay back.
Yeah.
Well,
when they're really.
If you're sitting and there's a line of people of cars there, you should have enough room in front of you that if the guy in front of you can go, you can bypass him.
Yeah.
But they are sitting so close.
Yeah.
And you look in the mirror and you wonder if he's hitting the bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah. You as a we always when I come up to a light or something, I always want to leave a car length.
Yes.
So that I can, if he doesn't move, I can get around him. It's a safety thing also. And
exactly. Always thinking of safety and a way out. Exactly.
Yeah, you want to think, what is your way out? And, if you're spending all of your attention on your driving, then you're thinking about things like that. Because you're not distracted and you're not on your phone and you're not doing other things and you're not having this heated conversation with the person next to you. And it's all of the above. But I agree with you, Mike. I'm a big believer in enforcement. I would love to see more officers hired. I would love to see... how they did the great campaign, the state of California on seatbelts.
Yes.
And that has worked. I mean, it has shown that 90-something% of people wear their seatbelts because it's been driven into us over and over and over. Click it or ticket, click it or ticket, click it or ticket. Well, they could do a similar campaign on cell phones. They could do a similar campaign on tailgating or speeding, and I think it would reap a lot of benefits. So.
You save a lot of accidents, tons of accidents. And then a lot of people say, it's a policeman or it's a cop. It's a cop. You know what? They're a good thing.
Absolutely. I
that's
wave to cops and say,
the more you see, the merrier.
Yep. Yeah, and when you sit and strike up a conversation with any law enforcement, and you just find out how great they're
just awesome.
Great people.
I mean, they really are good people.
Yeah.
And the more you see, the more safer you're going to feel driving around. Maybe these people get off their cell phones and just start paying more attention. And then, like you said, driving close behind you.
Yeah.
Mike, we appreciate it.
And you guys appreciated you all the time. They've always listened to you, and have a wonderful rest of your time.
All the best, Mike. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you very much. All right, from Mike in Morro Bay, we're going to Steve from Precision Driving School. Hi, Steve.
Hi, guys. I'm sad that, and I really hope, Jeff, that you'll also be a guest on the show once in a while, because, I've been here for almost 22 years. It'll be January 1st, 22 years, and I can tell you that one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life was twice being a guest on your show, and it was an honor, and I do try to give some tips on how to pay attention and how to stay alive, and of course you've got to be aware, awake, and fresh, and if you're not, you better turn the car over to someone else or pull over and put the seat back and rest for 10 minutes. It's amazing what a difference. Get out of the car if you're getting drowsy. Don't drive much over the speed limit because, tickets and vendor benders are expensive. Do not do any kind of drugs while you're driving, and some medications can make you drowsy, like Benadryl, for example. You don't want to do that and drive your car. Yeah. It'll put you to sleep. But I have enjoyed your show very much when I've been able to listen to it, and it's been informative and fun, and I appreciate you guys so much.
One more drug, Steve. One more drug. If you're going to a bar, have somebody else drive you from the bar.
Absolutely. Even if you had one.
There's a drug right there that's an everyday drug that people shouldn't be using when they're driving.
Steve's
been and then you mix the drugs, People are doing marijuana and they're doing alcohol, and then if they do any of these blasted opiates pills, oh my God. But it's such a dangerous thing. One of the most dangerous thing in this world has got to be a car. You've got 3,000 to 5,000 pounds hurtling down the road at 65 miles an hour, and the damage can be extreme if you don't pay attention.
It's the most likely way that you're probably going to have a problem in your, an accident or loss of life or whatever. So it's something to really pay attention to. And, my favorite drives are when I just do a little self-talk. I start, I'm going to leave early. I'm going to drive the speed limit. I'm going to pay attention to my driving. And it's so enjoyable. You're not in a hurry. You get out of the pack. Like Matt always talks about getting out of the pack. Oh, yeah. You don't get competitive. And, you just have a good time and enjoy your driving and pay attention to everything you're doing. And it's fun. It's enjoyable. And you're not worried about it when you're going to get there. Or, oh my God, some people take a trip and they go, okay, I'm going to beat my last time. It's the unsafest.
Right.
People, you'd brag, oh, I made it in 2 hours and 58 minutes. Well, that's not safe. You should drive, it took me 4 hours. Oh, that's good. You took extra time.
Yes.
That's really what the thing should be. To challenge yourself to try to get there as fast as possible is really not a safe thing either. So, to get out of that mindset and just leave early and enjoy the ride.
If you don't pay attention and get out in time and you're rushing somewhere to a show or a doctor's appointment, it causes you to make decisions that you may not want to make that can put everyone, including yourself, in danger.
A hurried driver is an unsafe driver.
Well, especially the ones that take and delivers their children to school.
That's right. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that.
And wear those
seatbelts. Those people that delivers their children to school, they are dangerous.
Yeah.
They go right past my house going down here every day.
Well, we're talking
the school year.
We're getting into the pet peeve section now.
Yes, we are.
Those were some of our favorite shows. Were the pet peeve section. Yeah. But Steve's been a guest and a caller and a participant of the Motor Mouth show for 20 years. And Steve, we really appreciate everything you've done to make this show better. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, and I hope to get you go camping sometime. And I know you've got a motor home, and I've got a motor home, and that would really be fun.
I'll take you up on that.
All right. By the way, does Absolute Auto, do they do oil changes on motorhomes?
Yes.
They have room for motorhomes, yes.
Big trucks, motorhomes, whatever. Yes.
You're not open on Saturday morning, are you?
No, they aren't. Well, I don't work there, but Jason, no, they're not open on Saturday, no.
They are open on Saturday?
I don't believe so. I think it's Monday through Friday. But yes, they can service your RV, yeah.
Well, I'll give them a call on Monday. I'm about time for getting an oil change on it, and
all right,
you got to be careful in the motorhome because it takes longer to stop.
Got to let you go, Steve. Sorry.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate your call. All the best.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Have a good one. All right, we're going to go to our second break of the day. We're the Motor Mouths, Matt and Jeff. We got about another 10 minutes here as our last show. So you're welcome to call in, 543-8830.
Got a classic commercial here, a final one, I guess, for Charlie Brown for the Ford Falcon again.
The Flaccoon.
The Ford Falcon.
If you can name just one car as beautiful and economical as a Falcon, I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you $10,000 if you can name just one. But you can't, because there isn't any car that looks so great, yet still saves on gas like a Falcon. There isn't? Nope, that's too bad.
When it's time to service your car,
or a warning light is starting to glow,
go see the pros at Absolute Auto.
At the corner of Sacramento and Capitolio.
Having a problem with the brakes or the steering down below?
Or an alignment to adjust the tow?
Computer systems, they do know.
Call 543-8737 to reach Absolute Auto. So we are back already.
Hey, we're the Motor Mouths.
That happens, sometimes we're out for a long time and sometimes we're back fast. This time we came back fast because we want to end up...
Because we only got 9 minutes left.
Yes, absolutely. We're back.
So we're talking about some of our favorite shows over the years. And, of course, the pet peeve show where people would kind of say, hey, I can't stand the guy that doesn't use his turn signals, or the tailgater, or the left lane, the road hog, the left lane hog, or the drivers that are driving too slow, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
But, the thing is also we had some good callers. For example, Darnell. He called up. He called up and he really entertained us.
Some real characters.
He was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
people thought we hired him.
Oh, you did?
Well, no. People thought, "Hey, where'd you find Darnell?" I said, I don't know who Darnell is.
I don't either.
So I mean, he just called, and he was a really fun character.
Oh, yes.
And he added a lot to the show. Really made us laugh.
Yes.
So Darnell, if you're out there listening, give us a call and say hello and goodbye at 543-8830. Love to hear from you. And then we had a show where we did MacGyvers,
Oh, yes,
where we talked about, how do you fix it with duct tape and baling wire and bubble gum, So
we also did a lot of talking about the WD-40.
Oh yeah.
We were sponsoring WD-40.
That's right. Yeah. The many uses.
Yeah, the many uses of WD-40.
Water displacement.
Yes. And the thing is that I was talking to Westside because they are going to be a new sponsor. That hopefully we will get WD-40 back on the show because they have product that they have a lot of people use it for so many different things.
Yeah. Let's talk to Jack from Rio Grande. Okay. Hi, Jack.
Hey, hello, you guys. Golly, I hate to see you leaving.
Jack, you've been calling us for a long time. You've been a regular for many, many years.
Yeah, because you guys saved me from listening to all them cooking shows that used to be on before you. So it went from food to a good car show that I really have enjoyed for the last 27 years.
All right.
Sure have. Hey, and I hope everything is good for you guys, and I wish you the best.
And
same to you. We hope that you stay alive and take care of your car.
All right. See you around town.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate it very much.
Okay. Bye.
All right. All the best. And from Jack and AG, let's go to Hope in Morro Bay. Hi, Hope. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm sorry this is your last day, guys. I just learned about you last night on the Dave Congleton show, and I'm calling because you were going to talk about what to do about rats getting into eating the wires in your engine.
Okay.
Okay, there's a new solution out that you can spray. I was just stopped by the Absolute Autotech yesterday, and they had a bottle of it. And so you can take and bring your car into Absolute Autotech, and they will spray this thing on your wires that the rodents usually eat up, and that's supposed to keep them away.
So I can give you a really quick, we only have 5 minutes. I'm going to give you a very, very quick tutorial on getting rodents in your car. Number one, a lot of it has to do with where you park. So change where you park so that They maybe won't get into your car. If there's anything close to where you park, like dog food or any other food that they're attracted to where their nests are, so you want to get away from that. Number two, what Matt talked about is discourage them from coming up into your car by, you can just you can take pepper spray, put cayenne into a spray bottle with water, and you can spray that. That's basically what they use. You can spray that around the tires and around the engine compartment and stuff like that. That helps a lot. Some people are using, if you live out on a ranch and you're going to have, mice or rats anyhow, then I have a couple people that at night they open their hood and they have a bright light shining on the hood, and they also spray around that area around the front of the car, and they do that every night, and that has worked also. So
that's a great idea. I've been using traps literally in there, and they go in and they take the food out.
Yeah.
I had about $5,000 worth of damage.
Oh, boy. That's nasty. Guys. They obviously chewed you. They can chew wiring. They can chew hoses. Yeah. They like rubber. They like Japanese rubber for some reason. The way
and they build nests.
And BMWs, apparently.
And they build nests on top of the exhaust system, and they have a fire. So I had that happen to mine.
Go on the internet. There's a lot of tips on the internet on how to get rid of them, but a lot of it
tried them, believe me, but this is new. The one about the light is new.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Well, thank you, Hope.
All right,
Sorry we got to cut you off, but thank you for calling.
No, thanks a lot, you guys.
All right. Have a good one. Yeah, that was one of our. We've done a lot of shows on this because so many people have been affected by it, it can really wreak havoc on your car. Yeah,
I think the time is getting to where you're going to have to take and start talking about our sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So longtime sponsors of the show, BG Products, you can look them up at bgfindashop.com, featuring 44K, which is a superior fuel system cleaner, and synthetic transmission fluids and gear oils, which really protect your transmission and differential and transfer case and front differentials. And so strongly recommend BG Products. Absolute Auto, Jason will be taking over the microphone next week, and they're at the corner of Capitolio and Sacramento here in San Luis Obispo. They can work on, as we talked about today, they work on your cars or RVs or trucks. They can do alignments on your cars or trucks, and locally owned professional automotive service and repairs. Continental Motor Works, located at 1101 Laurel Lane, the corner of Laurel and Orchid in San Luis Obispo, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. You can call John at 805-541-1464. And Bike Slow County, furthering the safe and ecologically sound transportation in our county, the future of bike improving the bike lanes, getting new bike lanes, teaching people. You can take, if you're a new bike rider or an old bike rider and you want to learn how to ride better on the road and have more confidence, take their adult bike riding class, which is really fabulous. And so we want to thank, all of you that have listened to us and called in over the years, because it's really been a great run for us, and we've really enjoyed it. So thank you all. Thank you, Matt.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
For everything.
It's been good. Jeff has been running the more or less the shows of the later years. Earlier, we used to take some time out. So one person was in charge for a few months at the time and could bring it up. But you have lately have done that, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, so y'all, once again, we're going to give you our motor mouth tip for safe driving, and that is leave early and enjoy the ride. And we'll see y'all later. Thanks for listening.
Have a nice time. Happy New Year.